So I want to take a moment to do a little exercise of wellness. I want to invite everyone to just take a second to close your eyes and take a deep cleansing breath and think about what the reason is, your true purpose of why you became an Aveda artist. Take that deep breath in and pretend you're using that breath to inflate a giant red balloon. And now open your eyes. That red balloon is you. That is your purpose. And you're in charge of inflating it. I want to talk to you about some stories that developed in my life when I was trying to find my purpose and my vision. And it's going to be pretty personal because that's who I am, and I want to share that with you. So here's me as a little kid. I'm about 5. If you can read the sign, it says, "If I had a wish, I would want a daddy." You see, when I was just a few years old, I didn't have a relationship with my father, and I asked my mom. I was old enough to understand that there wasn't a dad in the picture at the time. And I said, "Mom, why don't I have a daddy?" And she sat down with me and she explained that, she had found out just 3 days after my dad was killed in a car accident that she was expecting me. And gosh, can you imagine what that feels like as a kid? I was like, "Oh, Mom, thank you for giving me life." I mean, that's pretty incredible. She sacrificed a lot for me, my mom, because she so loved my dad, and she lost him just like that, and she decided to make something of that circumstance. And she gave me life. So I've always had this intense relationship with myself and my passion that I may not have happened, like that I'm a miracle, right? That life is a miracle. We might not get tomorrow. And every day that I wake up breathing and get a chance to make a difference in the world and really connect with people, I mean, it's just pretty incredible. So as I was growing up, I felt this pressure to really make a difference in the world and have a very full and abundant life. And I wasn't sure how exactly to make that happen. I had a lot of interests. I really liked art and science and psychology, humanities and business. So I wasn't really sure. It was very overwhelming to try and decide where to go to college and what to do. I thought there was a right answer. The controller of me was like, "What do I do?" So I decided to go to art school. I thought maybe I wanted to be an art teacher like my mom. But not even a whole year in, and it was pretty messy. It was like, earlier they showed the line of success and then the real line of success. Yeah, that was me. So I decided to drop out. I called and found out the tuition refund date happened to be that same weekend, so, responsible. I called and I said, "Oh, can you come get me this weekend, Mom?" "Oh, yeah, why? You miss us?" "Well, actually, I want to drop out." What? It wasn't the easiest thing for me to make that decision. But I had integrity about it. I knew that what I was trying to do and what I wanted to do weren't matching up at the time. So I decided to leave. And what I'm getting at is this next step where I went back to visit my friends at college, and I felt such a mess, but I felt like if I made some change on the outside that maybe I would feel it on the inside, what my real purpose was. So I went to the local cosmetology school, which was actually Douglas J. Aveda Institute at the time. I was in Michigan. And I had this girl, Paige, as my stylist, and I gave her permission to give me a totally new look. So as I sat there in the chair and my long, shapeless brown hair was falling to the ground, and she was cutting my hair into this sexy, short, angled bob, and I just felt this rush of empowerment wash over me, and I knew that I was stepping into my new self, and I told her what was going on for me. I said, "Paige, I'm so lost. I just dropped out of school. You're really making me feel more powerful. Hey, do you like going to school here?" And she's like, "Actually, I really do. I love Aveda. They do all this amazing stuff for the planet, and smell this, and try this," and she was so passionate about the beauty industry. And so by the end, she actually gave me a tour of the school, And that was it for me. Within a year, that's me. I was there. I went to Douglas J. Aveda Institute of Ann Arbor. I found that I really loved the mission statement. I didn't even know such a company existed. I was so excited. So I knew that I wanted to find a place where I could really use my passion and use my talent and continue to grow, because I saw that that was what I really needed to keep it going, as I wanted to find the right salon to work out of. So I chose a salon where they actually were departmentalized, so I had to choose between cutting and coloring, and I was so new, I didn't know which I should do, so I chose cutting. Anyway, a few years in, I got a chance to actually become an educator with that company, and I traveled around Michigan, and I went to Dallas a bunch of times, and then I went to New York City, where I totally fell in love with it, and within 2 years, I decided to pack up everything and move there. Well, here I was again. I had a lot of challenges happen, so New York was not easy. It was really hard. I was already a few years in, right? I had been working alongside all these amazingly talented colorists, and I was only skilled with cutting, and then I moved to New York, and I didn't really know where to go, what to do. I had one friend there. I mean, it was quite a leap of faith. But I just knew that if I was going to New York all the time for this education, well, it's got to be good. It's got to be something. So follow my heart, right? So I got this job at Parlor, where I still work today. And tomorrow's actually my 6-year anniversary there, so pretty excited about that. Pretty happy about my results. Thank you. So my salon owner, Gwen, she's amazing. She encouraged me to expand my business, and I went through a series of classes, and I relearned how to do color, and I gotta tell you, that was really hard, because I knew what looked good, but I didn't know how to get there. I was so hard on myself. I would cry like every single class day, you guys. It was so bad, but I kept going. Even being up here on the stage, this was scary for me to come up here, but I just want to do it. I want to break through my fears and keep growing. So today, I stand before you, and I've learned how to do color. This is me with some of my teammates and some of my guests, and I've just really break through all my fears as they come along, because that's life. And so being in touch with my purpose and remembering that I really matter and that I could have never been born, and I wanted to change the world one guest at a time, I mean, that's pretty powerful. So I wanted to share that with you guys today, because I think that getting in touch with what really matters to you and being able to have the strength to see your strengths and your weaknesses and shortcomings, and being able to break through fear and grow and just let go of ego. Ego's only going to hold you back. You know, I wouldn't have all these things if I didn't let it go. So this is me with the Mastery team in New York City. Yeah, some of you are here. That's where I've come from and where I am now, and where I'm going with the Aveda family is that I really want to become a color educator, and I would love to be able to teach transformational workshops on how to actually break through fear and create the lives that we want, because I think, John was talking about that earlier, but I don't know that everyone, I hadn't really ever gone to a class like that before. I kind of was self-taught. So anyway, I just think it's so incredible that I came from nothing, and now I'm here, and I'm so excited to see where it goes next. And I just want to remind you that if you should ever forget the reason why you became an Aveda artist, just remember that you're one deep cleansing breath, one positive thought, and one red balloon away from finding it. And I thank you so much for having me.